Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool.
Yay! I'm so pumped about this.
I know. I can't wait. I've been
I
looking
haven't
forward
talked
to
to you
this, you
forever.
guys. I know. It's been a while. What's up, y'all?
What's up? We have so many new people. So a lot of them don't even know your story yet. So everybody that does know your story was like, y'all have to get on the Zoom. And everybody that doesn't know your story yet, will you just kind of share how you found it works and what it's done for you so far?
Of course. Okay, so my name is Courtney Sharp, and I am a presidential. Y'all, that sounds crazy. It's so crazy, man. Presidential Diamond with It Works. I've been in this company for 3 years. 3 years. And so I'll just jump right in. I'm a recovering heroin addict. Me and actually my husband too. We, in high school, I was like the party girl, just wanted to make everybody happy, and so I was like down for whatever. Started out, drinking on the weekends, smoking, and it led to popping pain pills, then snorting pain pills, and it just spiraled out of control. So when I got out of high school, I decided to take a year off and do me, and that was like probably the worst thing I could have done, but I went crazy. I just went crazy. I was in and out of jail, rehab. I went to 6 different inpatient rehab stays, and every time I went to rehab, it was because everybody else wanted me to go. I never went because I truly wanted to go. It was either I got caught stealing, or I was in jail and my parents were crying, begging me, or the judge, court ordered it. It was nothing that I was like, I'm ready to do better. Um, so my last rehab stay was, um, 109 days. It was actually a 9-month program, and I made it 109 days. And at that rehab, the owner slash pastor of the rehab, he, called me outside one day on the 109th day, and he wanted to talk to me about my dad. And I was excited. I had rededicated my life to Christ. I had 109 days clean, which was the longest I'd ever had, like since I started getting high. And I thought drugs were the past, right? And I was doing good, and I was in church, rededicating my life to Christ. And the pastor of this church, like, wanted to holler at me outside and wanted to talk to my dad because he was an alcoholic. And I go out there, and next thing I know, he's like talking to me about his wife and how they're not physical. And it was just like, what? And he just starts talking about buying me dresses and wanting to asking me if I could slip away. This is a pastor of a big church too, and a big rehab facility. Next thing I know, he like grabs me and shoved his tongue down my throat, like disgusting, right? Well, I pushed him off and I took off running, y'all, like sprinting back to this rehab, and he's hollering at me. And I go back and I just bust up in the director's office, and I'm like crying, like, the weight of the world's on my shoulders, man. I don't know what to do. She's like, what happened? And I'm like, I can't tell you. And she's like, you have to tell me. And I finally just spit it out, and she was like, write it down. Made me write down exactly what happened. Next thing, literally within the hour, I was before the board of the church, terrified, telling what happened. And by that evening, my parents were already there, had driven. This rehab was in Ohio, had already drove to Ohio, and I was shipped out back home. And so I was really upset because I was doing good there. And I'm like, so I don't get to finish my program because this dude did this to me? Like, okay. And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep staying sober. I'm gonna do good. So I stayed clean for like 3 months, but honestly, it messed with my faith. It really messed with my faith. And I just couldn't believe, if that was a man of God, okay, I don't want anything to do with God. That's what I was thinking. And I started running. I took off again. And this time, they say when you go back out, it comes back 7 times worse. It comes back 7 times worse. And that's true. That's when I started shooting up heroin. And I started dating a stripper, a male stripper, and I'm like hanging out at this strip club every night, like just tore up. And, he shot me up with heroin for the first time, and that was it. Like, it was just heroin. First, he was hustling the money for it, and next thing you know, it's me. I'm hustling the money for it. So I'm doing some of the worst things, you guys, that I never thought I would ever do. Not how I was raised. My parents are my mom's never smoked a cigarette in her life. My mom's never doesn't even cuss. She never said a cuss word, never drank a drop of alcohol. And here I am, and I'm just like crazy. And so then heroin became a daily thing, and I was hooking up with people trying to just to get high. Whatever I had to do, every single day was a mission. I looked crazy. I looked like a skeleton walking around. I didn't take care of my hygiene. I wasn't concerned about hygiene. I wasn't concerned about food. I wasn't concerned about eating, sleeping. I slept wherever. I mean, I want you to see the picture of what my life was. And sleeping in cars, nasty hotels. I mean, scary situations. I used to hook up with guys and they buy me plane tickets, like crazy stuff. I'd end up in Vegas for a week, or end up in California. I ended up in California for 4 months with some dude I met the day before, turned out to be psycho. My life was like this, just crazy. It was all about getting high. Everything was getting high. Well, I ended up coming back home, and I decided to go back to that rehab because the dude died. The pastor of this rehab died. This is pretty crazy. I don't know if I've told this part of my story, but when I left that rehab, the big thing, they have this big, huge statue outside their church. It caught fire. It caught on fire. And it was just to me, I was like, man, vengeance is the Lord's. He's going to fight this. He's going to handle this. And anyways, the man died. So I decided to go back because I was in deep, and that was the only rehab that did anything to me. And so I went back, and I was in too deep, you guys. I was in there. I was there for 7 days, and I took off walking because they wouldn't let me use the phone. And I ended up at a truck stop, and God, I believe I have the gift of discernment, and he just protected me and kept me. There are so many situations that happened just in one day that of me trying to leave this rehab that I should not be here right now. I should be tied up in a freaking 18-wheeler somewhere. But the grace of God. And so I ended up making it home. I had my very own God moment where God showed himself real to me. And, that's kind of a story in itself, but but I made it back home, and I thought I was going to do good, right? I did good for 7 days. And then I ended up dipping. I grabbed my car keys. My mom left my car keys sitting out on the counter, and I knew where my cell phone was because I had given it to her, and I was like, just keep them. I don't want to get high. I really don't. And 7 days later, I couldn't take it anymore, and I dipped. And I ended up in it. My parents, I got a text message Mom called the cops. You're screwed. And I was like, what? And she called and reported my car stolen. So that's a felony. That's a theft over 10,000 because it was in her name. And I'm like, that's crazy. She's crazy. But she did that thank God she did, because she was either she goes to jail or she dies. She's going to go get high again. She's going to go shoot up, or she's going to go to jail. And anyways, an undercover cop found me in another town in a driveway and took me in, and I went to jail. And this time I did not have an out date. And it was the scariest thing in the world because I thought they were going to keep me forever. I'm like, I'm never getting out. And it was actually, I ended up doing 6 months. And after 2 weeks in there, I ran into Austin. And I actually physically ran into him in the hallway. And if you know anything about jail, girls and guys don't intermingle, or you don't hang out in the hallways with a guy inmate. So this one particular day, they sent me to medical to go get a checkup. And as I'm done with my checkup, my physical, she was like, all right, go on and walk back and I'll pop the gate, or I'll pop the pod door open for you. So I'm walking to the pod by myself, and I see a male inmate at the end of the hallway in stripes. And I'm starting to get a little freaked out. I'm over here in, orange by myself, and there's a male inmate at the end of the hallway with a broom, and he's in stripes. And I'm like, who is it? And so I'm walking slower, but I'm looking, and I'm like, who is that? Austin! That is Austin. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, shh, shh, shh. You're going to get us bammed up. Shh, shh. And and I was like, what are you doing here? And he's like, what are you doing here? Anyways, we talked for like a second, and I found out he was there. He had been there for a year. And he was a trustee. And y'all, their stripes was doing it to me, okay? Here I seen all orange for 2 weeks, and I see stripes. I'm like, give me some stripes. Austin was looking good. Like, I hadn't seen Austin since, before that, I hadn't seen him for like 3 or 4 years. And this was like my best friend in middle school. I've known Austin since the 7th grade. And I knew he was getting high. I just didn't know what the extent was, but I hadn't talked to him in like 3 years. We went to prom together, just as friends. We went to spring break vacations together with our families. I never looked at him like that, ever. Just like, that's Austin. That's like my best friend. He was like the dude that I'd be like drunk at a party, and he'd be the one that come save me from me and my brave heart, like blood and mascara going crazy. Anybody had a brave heart night? I did. I had a few of those. Yeah, look, Rachel has. But anyways, so I never looked at him, but this day he looked good in them stripes. And I was like, man, he has been here for a year. Like, he is headstrong. Like, how is he doing this? Like, but I knew his heart, and I'm like, this isn't Austin, man. What? Like, and this isn't me. And I just realized that, like, it was in that moment, of course, the guards came screaming and separated us. I went in the pod. He went on, and it was right then I knew I'm going to be with Austin. And I saw it, y'all. I saw white kid fence, house, kids. I was like, I want better. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to keep going in and out of here. I'm going to be with Austin. Like, I'm going to marry him. And I was so happy. And I was like, y'all, I got a boyfriend. And I was telling all the girls, I got a boyfriend. And they were like, no, you don't. Shut up. I'm like, for real. And then the guard was like, who's your boyfriend on the guy's side? I was like, Sharp. And she was like, he didn't say he had a girlfriend over here. I'm like, well, he don't know it yet, but chill. Like, it's all good. He will find out and we'll be good. And so, like, we started writing letters back and forth. And it's illegal to do that. So, like, I figured out a way where any girls who were getting out, y'all, I had no out date. So I didn't know when I was getting out. So when other females would get out, I would send them out with a letter. And I'd say, hey, just drop this back in the mail. And it would come back in, and I'd have it wrote out to Austin from a different name. And my name was Carolyn, and his name was Jason. And so he liked capital A, Jason, and mine was Carolyn. And it was just, I fell in love over letters, y'all. For like 6 months straight. I used to have guards coming up to me, like third shift guards, the ones that were cool, and they would be like, hey, Sharp says he loves you. And I'd be like, oh my God, I love him so much. Like, it would be so crazy. And something super cool that, like, the guards were cool, One of them was like, I got sent to a cell all by myself, which, I needed that. With all the other women, it's hard to kind of like focus. But whenever I got put by myself, it was just like alone time with me and God. And they gave me the cell where the window was facing the freedom doors, what I called it, where everybody needed to go free. So I was watching the freedom door, and one of the guards came in and was like, hey, Shalette. This was when my last name was Shalette. They said, Shalette, look out the window. And I remember jumping up, and I'm like, is he getting out? And I went, and I got to watch Austin like walk out the freedom doors. It was just little things. It was cool. But anyways, we got out. And I finally got out 6 months later, and I had to do a month in rehab after that. He came and visited me in rehab. But when I got out, like, we had good, clean, sober fun. And like, I was just, I never thought that existed. And it was just awesome. I was waiting tables because y'all, if I wasn't back when I was getting high, if I was, the only way I made money legit was waiting tables. Okay. Waitressing tables. And it's just, that's what I was good at. So I just thought that's what I'm going to do forever. Right. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to college. I'm just going to be a waitress. And Austin started working for a cable company. Well, Austin was on parole. And what happened was he got out, we were doing great. And on Thanksgiving, he got a phone call from a detective. And this detective says he's got to come turn himself in, that they're violating his parole. And we were like, that's impossible. I'm like, you've been with me literally 24/7 since we've been out. Like, we've been doing good. Tell him you'll take a drug test. And like, but Austin has 20 to 20 felonies on his record. So it was from something that happened before, but whatever, they wanted to press charges. If we would have had the money to get a good attorney, we could have fought this thing and we could have won. I was actually told by this attorney who cost so much that we could beat it. But because we didn't have money, he had to get a public defender, and they have caseloads. And as soon as we went up in there to see the parole board, it was like, Austin, no. Like, Austin Sharp, nope, violate. And sentence in effect. So it was he had to serve a minimum of 2.5 years. And y'all, my whole world came crashing down. Like, I was so mad. Because here I was like, that was my purpose, man. Like, what are you doing? What is going on? And so he turned himself in, and I quit my waitressing job. I stayed on my mom's couch, and I was like, I was on the brink of going back out and getting high again. And I'm so depressed that I'm physically sick. And a month after he turned himself in, I took a pregnancy test, and I found out I was pregnant. And it's my first baby, and Austin's in prison. Not even jail, prison. So I can't even just go visit him on the weekends. He's far away. He's like 4 hours. He's in Tiptonville, Tennessee. And I just like, what? Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, really, God? Like, I'm gonna have a baby now? Like, I'm not married. I don't have a job. I can't pay my cell phone bill. I don't have a car. And I got a baby, and I'm at my mom's house, and my baby's dad's in prison for 2.5 years, like, minimum. And that's if he's good behavior. Like, anything could happen in there. Like, prison is different than jail. And it's like, it's scary. I was terrified. There's gangs and drugs in there. And it's just a different world. It's just like survival mode in there. And, I couldn't, it was crazy. So but you guys, I was scared. Yes. Had no clue what I was going to do, but I started feeling that sense of purpose again. Right. I started feeling like, okay, man, I got this little mini Austin, right, growing inside me every day. So drugs, that's over. No more drugs. I'm just going to do the next right thing. That's it. I'm just going to do the next right thing. I just want to be, I'm going to be the best mom ever. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to be a mom. Here's my purpose. And that's what I truly thought, like, that's my purpose now. And so I'm telling you, I honestly, this is my only explanation. Okay. God is so good. Yes. It works, is amazing. But from me finding out I was pregnant and making the decision to just do the next right thing, all this amazingness has happened ever since. Just goodness, like, just crazy stuff. And I'm about to tell you, but crazy. And just from doing the next right thing, y'all, even little things, like, you may think like, oh, well, what's the next right thing? Start picking up litter. Start small. Like, you see a gum wrapper, pick it up. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's true. Small things. So anyways, I didn't have a job. I didn't get a job for a year. I had my baby. My baby turned 1, and I just did random things for money. I cleaned my mom's friends' houses, my dad's roommate. I helped him with his dogs. just random stuff. But I refused to get a job because I didn't want to leave my baby. I fell so madly and deeply in love with this little girl, y'all, like crazy in love. And I could not picture myself leaving her with daycare. Who's the people at daycare? Like, what if they don't, what if she cries? What, are they nice? What if they're mean to her? What? I couldn't see it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. My cell phone bill was $10 a month. I was on Austin's parents' family plan. They gave me his cell phone, and I paid them $10 a month. And sometimes I didn't even have that. That's how crazy it was. If I didn't have diaper money, I was on food stamps. I was on WIC. If I didn't have diaper money or, things for my baby, I had to ask my parents, or I had to ask his parents, and it sucked. Being a mom, that sucks. Christmas, I couldn't buy her gifts, I couldn't buy anybody gifts, but I couldn't buy even my own baby gifts. I was just being a mom, trying to survive and scared to death of the future. And then my daughter turned 1, and I had to come to Jesus with my parents. They had to come to Jesus with me, actually. And they were like, you got to get a job, like, period. You got to put her in daycare. I looked at daycare prices. That junk is expensive. And I'm like, so I'm going to wait tables to basically pay for daycare. Like, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing and spend time with my baby. That doesn't make any sense. And so anyways, it was about this time I start seeing all this It Works stuff on Facebook. People at my doctor's office, they got the shirts on. It was seriously like right up in my face over and over and over. And I would even talk to them. No intention of joining, okay? Just kind of messing with them, getting free samples and stuff. Just play it, you know what I'm saying? It's like but they were so happy. They were so daggum happy and just excited about life and talking about all this, money they're making and these crazy bonuses. And I didn't believe it, y'all. I would tell people that network marketing is a scam. I would say things like, you ain't gonna get my money. I didn't have no money. What am I talking about? I didn't even have any money. And I'm saying, you ain't gonna get my money. This is a scam. That's a pyramid scheme. I'm just repeating things that I heard people say, not because I knew, because I didn't know. I was ignorant to all this, okay? So then I saw a girl from my town. Didn't know, we weren't like friends, but I knew of her. And she said that she made a post saying, she's a full-time college student and she makes an average of $2,000 a month from her cell phone, and she got to quit her bank teller job. And I was like, that's cool. I would love that. Like $2,000 a month. Like I'm not, I get to be with my baby. Like that would be great. So I just reached out to her and she was like, oh my gosh, you'd be so good at this. And I was like, no, skirt. Like I don't have any friends. I lost all my friends in my addiction. Okay. All my friends gone in my addiction. I didn't believe anybody would really buy anything from me because I lost a lot of trust and people knew me, knew what I was about, my old life, how I was. And so I kind of had those things, and I was like, you know what, but I'll hear you. And she's like, so we met up at Cracker Barrel, and my mom dropped me off. I didn't have a car. I met her at Cracker Barrel, and she laid it out. And you guys, I really kind of sounded like gibberish what she was saying, but I had this gut feeling that was like, do it. Whatever she says, just do it. Just do it. And she said it was $99 to join. And y'all, it's only $20 right now, which is insane. A no-brainer. It was $99. She might as well say $99,000, okay, to me. You might as well say $99,000. And I was like, okay, I'm going to find it. I'm going to figure this thing out. And you guys, I found it. I got the money and I joined that day. That was October 7th of 2015. And I got so ignorance on fire, dude. I just got ignorant. That's what I did. I got excited and ignorant. I didn't try to research every product and learn what to say to what. No. I asked this girl probably 50 questions a day for like 2 months straight until, I was a bugaboo, a straight bugaboo. But I was hungry, man. I was hungry. I started seeing this is true. This is real. Like, these girls are for real. And so I started doing what they said to do. And then, she said 2 things to me on the day I joined. She's like, number one, you got to stay positive. Okay. You got to stay positive. Things are going to happen. It's business. You're a business owner. And that was number 2. You're a business owner. Things will happen, right? It happens all the time. In any business, things happen. You got to stay positive and keep going. You just got to keep going. And so I'm like, all right, that's what I'm going to do. My first month, I made $500. That was insane. That was crazy. Fast starts, including fast starts, wrap cash I was making, and my commission check, right? It totaled up over 500 actually. My second month, that more than doubled. I made over 1,200. My third month, it just kept growing, y'all. It was like I was so just keep watching this thing grow. And then my 5th month, my 5th paycheck, 5th commission check ever, like in the business, right, was over $6,000. I hit double diamond in 5 months. Guess what? I joined this time of year. What you're in right now. I'm telling every single one of you, right now, what you do right now will impact your life, can change the course of your life by the beginning of next year. That's how crazy. That's what you have your hands on. 5 months into this thing, I got a check for $6,000. Out of all the paychecks I've gotten, right? Biggest paycheck I ever got was $18,000 for 1 month. Out of all the paychecks, that $6,000 right there sticks out the biggest because nobody expected that from me. I didn't expect that from me. I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm like, dude, I just did what they said. I don't know. I just did what they said. And I just kept going. I just got excited. I told people wrong sometimes, but I was so excited. Just excitement is contagious, you guys. Ignorance on fire, is better than knowledge on ice. So my 5th paycheck was over $6,000. I stayed as a double diamond for a little over a year. I didn't even go to conference in February because I was like, man, that ain't, I'm good. I'll just, I don't need that. Right. And then after I went double diamond, I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm missing conference. Like, there's no way. I got to see what this is. I'm going. So my first conference was the 2017 conference. I was sitting in the bleachers. I was up in the nosebleeds, y'all, the highest spot in the arena, in the nosebleeds, big old pregnant. I'm a double diamond. I'm averaging $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, right? I'm up in the nosebleeds, and I'm averaging that I've been making that money for a year. And I'm up in the nosebleeds, and I'm watching these people, the top 150, and I'm watching the millionaires coming up. And I'm like, dude, they all look different. And I'm like, they all look freaking different. Anybody can do this. I was sitting by my husband, and I had a couple people from my team, and I was like punching my husband like, I am going to be on that stage next year. I promise you, I will be in the top 150. I was looking at my team, and I'm like, y'all, I'm down there next year. I promise you, I'm on that stage at 150. I promise you. Like, who's coming? Are y'all going? Let's go. And so when I got home, I'm telling you, I got on the phone with every single person on my team. And I'm like, who is it? Who's going with me? Like, did y'all just see what I just saw? We can all do this. And so we came up with the game plan, and we got it done. And you know what? I hit triple diamond like a few months after that. And I got my first triple diamond paycheck was over $13,000. $13,000 for 1 month of work as a triple diamond. And I have been making 5 figures a month ever since that day. Never has it gone under $10,000 a month. Now tell me how a recovering heroin addict, nobody expected this from me, can go from broke as a joke, can't even pay my cell phone bill, sleep in mom's house, baby. I couldn't even put money on Austin's books. I mean, to 5 figures, to a 6 figure. I was announced as the number 130 income earner in the company, baby. Next conference, I was on that stage. The very next conference I was on the stage is number 130 in the company. Y'all, you can't tell me this doesn't work. You can't tell me nobody wants to do it. You can't tell me nobody, these products, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell me nothing. This stuff works. I had so many things that I was fighting too. You guys, it wasn't peaches and cream. I'm not telling you I made it here because it was just like so smooth, no, okay? It took blood, sweat, and tears. It took sacrifice. You want me to tell you how I went double diamond? I went diamond 5 months, and there was 3 days a month. And in those 3 days, I needed about 3,000 in volume to hit double diamond. And in those 3 days, I didn't sleep. I barely ate. I literally stunk. I didn't shower. But for 3 days, it works. And we did it. In 3 days, we hit double diamond. My team it's just making a decision. Every time something happened in my life with my business, every time, every promotion, every time good things started happening, it was because I made a choice. It was because I made a decision. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove all these people wrong too. Do you want me to tell you how many negative, even my family, my mom would tell me when I first started this business, I'm talking going hard. When you're passionate about something, and you catch this vision of what you got your hands on, can't nothing stop you. You can't give up on your why. I ain't giving up on my kids, on my babies. And so my mom would even tell me, she said, I don't know if I like this it works thing, because it's just totally taken all your attention and you're like neglecting your daughter. And she would tell me that, like, you're neglecting your daughter, Courtney, because of it works. And I'm like, you don't get it, Mom. Like, you don't get it. If I do this right now, this is going to change our lives. Like, we're going to be able to, Austin's going to get out and he's not going to have to get a job. That was my goal. I didn't want Austin to have to get out of prison and go right back to being away from us 12 hours a day, out at sun up, back home after baby's asleep. I wanted him to bond with his daughter. She didn't even know her dad. He didn't even know how awesome she was and how funny she was. He didn't know those little things. He had no memories with her. So my goal, my why, you got to have a why. Everybody on here, you got to have a why. What are you doing this for? And you got to dream big. My why was, I'm going to retire Austin before he gets out of prison. I'm retiring him. And you know what? It happened. When I hit double diamond, 3 months later, he got out. So he came home. We got to have the wedding of our dreams. Got to have the wedding of our dreams. And if anything, whatever I wanted or he wanted, if it wasn't in the budget, it works, baby. It works. Pay for it all day. Anything. People, I even had people telling me, oh, if that works, it just won't last. You might make a little bit of money, but it won't last. Y'all, they are singing a different tune. You can't tell me. I'm ready for somebody to say something now. Like, I'm ready. My family, they come over here now, my It Works bought house, eating my It Works bought food, sitting on my It Works bought couch. Come on, say something. Like, please tell me. I'm making more money than some of my family that was talking crap. That's what you have your hands on right here. Get it. Y'all know that saying, get it in your spirit, you'll hold it in your hand. Get it in your spirit. What you have right here, fight for it, man. Nothing worth having is easy. Y'all know, even guys, they don't want the easy girl. They gotta work for it. Put a ring on it. Put some time into it. You don't want it to be a get rich quick scheme, right? We don't want it to be that. But then we see we got to put some work in and we're upset because we're not where we think we should be. Hey, this is legit. This is not a scam. This is a legit business. So that means you got to put in some work. Wouldn't you rather put in some work and build something solid that lasts a lifetime? That's legacy money. Can I tell y'all, when I opened one of my biggest paychecks, I was terrified because the month before I had taken some time off. We went on our honeymoon. I hadn't enrolled anybody. I was still there for my team. Of course, that's all day, every day. But I wasn't enrolling like I was, used to. And so I was scared. And when I opened that paycheck, up until that day, that was the biggest paycheck I'd ever seen, $17,000 for 1 month. When I opened that paycheck up, I cried so hard. And it was like, that's right. That's right, man. That's right. That's what I'm a part of. That's what residual income is. That's why I started this, was because if I need to take some me time, I can. Because of how hard I went, because of how hard I go, not how hard I went, how hard I go. Put your heart and soul. Whatever you want to get paid like a business, y'all know, work it like a business. You want it to pay you like a hobby here and there? Okay, then bounce in it here and there. But if you seriously want to change your life, if your husband's working all the time and you want to help him out, okay, get serious, make a decision. Procrastination is the assassination of your destination. Time's going to pass anyways. Time's going to pass. So why not work on this? Why not work on this now and let your dream happen? Can I tell you, when I first signed up, all right, I looked at the monthly income chart, right? There's 8 ranks to this. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, even if it takes me 8 years and I promote a rank a year, in 8 years, I'll be making $32,000 a month. Is it worth it? Heck yeah, that's worth it. Yup, that's worth it, baby. Where else am I going to make 32 grand in 8 years? Monthly. Who is that? Oh, that's Austin. I didn't know you were home, baby. All right, I'm busy. We shut the door. I don't know. Mats for the kids. All right, shut the door. Sorry, guys. All right, so time's gonna pass anyways, right? Even if you do, I'm in now. Check this out. 3 years. I've been in this, only 3, not 8, and I'm at that 7th rank right here, baby. Only 1 more till the tippy top. Do y'all feel me? 3 years. So what are you doing? What's going on? Somebody else told me, I forget who it was, but somebody was like, Courtney, your ambassador diamond chart is filled out. God has your every single one of you on here. God has your ambassador diamond chart filled out, waiting for you. Every single distributor's name is in every box. Every piece of volume is in every box. It's all accounted for. He knows what product is going to what person. Now, what are you going to do? Go get it. Go get it. Quit sitting back waiting for something to fall in your lap. God helps when you start moving, God starts rolling. That's what I've learned in my life. When I start moving and I meet him halfway, he shows up and shows out crazily. Because every time I've promoted, he has literally, whatever effort you put in, God's going to honor it. He sees those sleepless nights. And he honors it in his way, and his way is greater than anything we could ever think of. So I'm telling you, get the mentality that it doesn't matter what people say. I don't care if you say no. I don't care if you cuss me out. I'm going to keep going. And your no is going to turn into a yes. That no just means not right now. That's all that means, not right now. That's all the no's mean. Guess what? When you there's power in asking, okay? Let me show you how powerful just asking somebody is. You message somebody and you say, hey, I was just looking at your Facebook and I feel really led to ask you this. Would you be interested in making some extra income from your cell phone? Okay, let's say they say, no, thank you. Okay, that's fine. Just let me know if you change your mind. You guys, check this. First of all, number 1, you are on their radar. Now you're on their radar. So they're going to start seeing what you're doing and what you're talking about. So they're going to be interested and start watching you, right? Number 2, seasons change for people all the time. Things happen in life. 6 months from now, she may really need some money. And guess what? She's been watching you. And you got to share what you're doing, man, on social media. You got to share it over and over and over. I share everything I do, everything with my business. If I didn't sign up a customer, okay, you don't have to just share just signing up people. I'll take a selfie holding up 3 fingers like, talk to 3 mamas. And I can't wait to get them started on our keto coffee. They're so excited. They're asking, or just talk to a lady at the park about joining my team. I can't wait. My business is on fire. I'm going to go Ruby this month, and I'm going to get a $1,000 Ruby bonus. That's on top of, my Ruby paycheck. Start speaking things that are not as though they were. What do you want? If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to figure it out, man? How are you going to figure out where you're going? Where are you trying to go? What do you want? What's your why? Why'd you do this? Why'd you join? Why'd you start? You didn't pay $99, $20 to just, you ain't on this Zoom for nothing. I know that. I know everybody on here made it a point to get on this. So I know everybody on here knows, you got a why. There's a reason. And you're making it a point for your business. So God's going to honor it. He's going to bless it. So don't backtrack. Don't get off of here and get discouraged again. The next person you talk to says no. You just be like, okay, cha-ching. I'm getting closer to my yes. I'm getting closer to my yes. I was told, Courtney, go for the no's because the yes is going to be so sweet. Go for the no's. I just kept going for the no's, man. Kept going for the no's. And my upline used to say all the time, and it would make me mad, but now I say it too because it's true. I'd be like, I've talked to everybody, man. Nobody wants to do it. And I talk to everybody. And she'd be like, sounds like you need to talk to people. And it's true. You guys, social media is unlimited. It's unlimited. We have access to millions of people. You can't say nobody. You can never use those words. Nobody wants to do it. You can't say that. There's so many. We have access to everybody. But I'll shut up now. But I'm just saying, y'all, anybody can do this, man. Anybody can do this, but not everybody will. It takes discipline, yes. It takes drive. It takes, okay, cool. It takes that heart, that grit, the hunger, right? That's what it takes. Making a decision. This is it right here. It's just up here. Mark talks about it all the time. It's the 5.5 inches in between your ears. What are you telling yourself? Take inventory, man. What are people saying around you? Who are you letting speak in life? Who are you letting speak into your life? And why are you taking it to heart? Listen, if you believe the Bible, okay, and God says you are the head and not the tail, God says you are the lender and not the borrower. That's what God says. So why are we taking to heart people laugh and saying you can't do this, or people saying nobody does that? Like, oh my gosh. Why are we taking that to heart? No. I'm sorry, man. This is where it's at. Or you got people trying to get you to look somewhere else. Y'all, point blank period, there is nothing like us. You can look high, you can look low, you can look wherever you want to go, but you will not find anything like It Works Global, period. We are a family-owned company. How cool is that? We are a faith-based company. Just like Morgan was saying in her prayer, God is the true leader of our company. Like there's nothing like it. So no matter what, you're going to prosper. You just got to know it. When I started truly knowing that I'm worth this, I am worth more. God did not call us to be average, man. He called us to dominate. He called us to live in abundance, to be the lender, right? Not the borrower. There's no reason. I saw something the other day said that like 38% of Americans are still to this day paying off debt from last year's Christmas. What is that? Debt? I don't even know what debt is now. I don't even know. That's how It Works teaches us to be debt free. That's what this is about, man. This is taking control of your life, living life on your terms. We wasn't born to just pay bills and die. And to be miserable, sitting behind a desk, miserable. Our husband there are literally husbands that live in other towns during the week. They may come home 2 days on the weekend, but they live and sleep in other towns. That's not, and the wife is miserable, and you know what I'm saying? The kids don't have a relationship with their dad. That's not what God intended this. No. And here you got the golden opportunity. Products that work. We are moving and grooving with the times. Our corporate is here they are here to see us win. They are always setting us up for success, coming out with new promos, new everything. And literally all we have to do is talk to people. It's fun. What we do is fun. Quit overthinking it. Quit being afraid of what people are going to say. You know, I was not confident. I was not confident before It Works. Like talking to people and stuff. I used to pray to God for boldness all the time because I used to envy people who could get up and speak in front of people or doing these Zooms. I would get on every Zoom I could that every leader was doing, and I would just soak it up, man. Soak it up. I'd be writing it down, taking notes, just getting it in my spirit. And I would be praying for boldness, praying for it. And It Works is what brought that out of me, man. It Works is truly a ministry. I'm able to share my testimony. I'm able to share my story. I didn't even look at my notes the whole time I was talking. Holy cow. All right, you want me to go through the questions?
No, you're totally fine. Honestly, that was pretty much all the stuff that we needed to hear anyways. So let me see. Hang on one second. I'll just ask you one question to finish it out.
Okay.
I mean, you answered most of them in your story anyways. So, hang on. You literally answered all of these actually.
Live by what you know, not by how you feel. I think that's a good one. You know, one of the questions was, how are you inspired and motivated and consistent? Number one, your team's going to follow your lead every time, and live by what you know. You know that you got to finish your daily checklist every day to be successful. You hear it all the time. Consistency is the key. So you know consistency. So even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel bad or whatever, stay up a little bit later, get up a little bit earlier to get in what you got to do. Add people daily to your social media. I work it on Facebook, and I'll go launch my new distributors. I'll go to wherever and go launch their business. So Facebook though, add people daily to your Facebook. Message. My magic number was 50. I was following up with 50. I was adding 50 daily. Add 50 a day. Follow up with 50. Message 50 newbies, like new people that you've never talked to before. Get the 50 host to post in. I'm telling you, when you get serious and you just decide, okay, I'm gonna go freaking hard right now for the next 3 months, next 90 days, go hard. And watch what happens. You will be making a few thousand a month. I'm telling you, man. Diamond double, that's all you. That's all you. What would an extra $2,000 a month do for your life? What would an extra $6,000? You know what I'm saying? That's life-changing. There's nothing like this, y'all. Being able to walk in a store yesterday. I got to go shopping, Christmas shopping. I got to buy, my leaders on my team gifts, and I didn't have to look at the price tag. I saw what I wanted. I liked it. I thought they would love it, and I bought them. I bought 8, 10 of them. Y'all, that's awesome. I'm so thankful for It Works every single day. We don't have to wake up to an alarm. No alarm clocks around here unless there's a doctor's appointment or something. But that's God. That this business is just, I'm never going back. I will never go back to waiting tables. I already tasted it, man. I know what this is. I know what it is. I know what to do. Just grab a hold of somebody, man. Link arms with your upline. Link arms with somebody in your downline. Stay connected to your team. When you sign up a new distributor, don't leave them hanging out in the dust, like figure it out. No. When you sign up a distributor, they're like a little baby. They're like a little baby, right? You got to teach them. You got to walk with them hand in hand. You can't just be like, all right, girl, do a host post. Like, go on, do a host post. They don't know what that means. You got to tell them, this is what a host post is. Here is the script. Lead, man. Lead. They will follow your lead. And when you start backing off, I promise you, they got a sixth sense. They will start backing off. So just stick with it, man. And the cool thing is you build on what you did the day before, the week before, the month before. Everything you did, nothing is, I remember, I used to freak out because on the first of the month, everything would pop back to zero. And I'm like, dude, I just lost all that work. Like, what? And it freaks me out. And then I realized, I'm like, wait a second, like 3 months, right? They did the auto ships 3 months. And okay, so now I'm just building on that. I'm building on top of that. You guys, go for the next one. You never know who you're bringing in your business. Listen to the voice of God. Listen to the Holy Spirit. When you're out and about and you feel that nudge to say something to somebody, do it. Do it. I'm serious. Do it. And just say, hey, girl, this was crazy, but I feel led to, talk to you. Have you ever heard of It Works? It's so simple, man. Just ask. And what's the worst thing that happens? They say, no, thank you, not interested. Okay, cool, see you later. That's it. And if you're afraid to do that, start complimenting people when you go out. Like, girl, them shoes are so cute. Where'd you get them? Start conversations with people. Get excited, have fun, and speak life and stay positive. Okay? Staying positive is leadership. Finding the good in every situation, even negative ones, is leadership. That's what leadership is, man. But yeah, and everything you do right now is going to affect your jumpstart in January. Y'all know what we finna jump into, right? January is about to be crazy. What are people's top 2 New Year's resolutions? What are they? Lose weight, make money. That's what we are. That's all of us. We got what you want, baby. We got what you need right here. It works all day. That's all you got to do. That's us. So what you're doing right now, if you're just sitting back on the sidelines, what you're going to do, just jump in on January and just expect to have all these people? You got to start now. Start planting seeds. People don't understand. There's 2 seasons to this. There's a sowing and a reaping. How you going to reap a harvest if you ain't sowed no seeds? You get people who talk to 50 people and they say, none of them signed up. I talked to 50 people. I'm not going to do this anymore. Maybe this isn't for me. And they back off. Guess what? The harvest is still coming. You just sowed seeds. So that harvest they start sprouting and you're out. Where are they going? They coming to somebody else. They're going somewhere. So why would you ever quit, man? The time's going to pass anyways. Get excited and keep planting seeds. And just know it's not a matter of if, it's when. It is just when. I love y'all. Thank you for having me on.
Well, thank you for getting on because we love you and we're obsessed with you. My phone's literally blowing up and the chat's blowing up. We're like all so thankful for you sharing your story and everything. I knew that this is exactly what we needed because you just have that like hype. And you just are so real and honest and encouraging. And I even learned a lot. I was like jotting down notes on like the corner of my planner because I didn't even have my notebook. But yeah, thank you so much for that. I've had chills for the last 59 minutes. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And I hope that you all have a great rest of your week, guys. Bye.